Big Ted, Little Ted, Humpty and Jemima will be joined by a new friend this morning on Play School.
Maybe he can tell us where Hamble went. Whatever happened to Hamble?
Mysterious disappearance.
The multi-talented Eddie Perfect is the newest presenter of the much-loved ABC Kids series Play School. Let's see him in action.
There's a little dance and it goes like this. Everybody loves to do the teddy bear twist. It's easy and it's fun and it goes like this. Everybody loves to do the teddy bear twist. Everybody.
See, I can do that.
It's not so hard.
Everybody
You make it
loves
look
to
easy.
do
All the
the
good
teddy
ones
bear.
do, they say. But
Hi, me. And new Play School host Eddie Perfect joins us now. Eddie, congratulations. How did you pull it off?
Oh, it's a mystery to me. I'm like you. I'm like everyone wants to be on Play School.
Desperate to be on Play School.
Every time I was in at the ABC doing a gig, I would be asking around in a green room with a glass of wine in my hand, how do you
get on Play School?
How do you get on Play School? No one knew anything. It's like trying to break into a secret cult. And
I mean, who are the Play School? I don't even know who they are.
No one
Is it
knows.
some mysterious office somewhere? And...
Deep subterranean down the bottom of the Harris Street Ultimo studios. So yeah, I just got a mysterious email with Eddie. We're expanding the cast. Would Eddie like to audition? And I was like, yes, but I was nervous because normally you have to practice a kind of a Zen detachment from things that you go for, and this one I really wanted to do. So yeah, it's been a blast. I auditioned with Humpty and.
right.
I want to know about the audition.
Tell us about
I want to know about the audition. How does it go?
Okay, so the first audition, I didn't realise that I was supposed to learn a script.
Oh.
And so they're like, so you've had a look at the script, you've learnt the script, you've learnt the songs, and I was like, no. So I had five minutes to kind of quickly look through the script, and I was like, okay, cool. And it actually was really good because I kind of knew it was what you call a told story. So, you know, you've got Humpty, he's climbed to the top of a hill, he's hanging out with some friends, he likes to roll down hills. You're just like, I got this. So, you know, I just made up a story with Humpty, and as a result, it was quite spontaneous. And
yet when you get in, making the show is not like that at all, is it? It's quite rigorous, almost scripted, isn't it?
Well, it is completely scripted, yeah. So there's no room for kind of improvising,
Really?
except for like maybe paraphrasing. I do that a bit because
Okay.
there's a lot of repetition, but they're really worked out scripts. They're really tied to a strong theme. So the first theme was you know, turning and spinning and turning and all that sort of stuff. So, and now it's like faces and feelings. So they're all worked out. The early childhood experts look over them. They're really kind of prescriptive. But within that, it's like any script, you get to bring your own personality to it and make it fun.
And I'm sure it's a lot harder than it looks.
It is really tricky. It's a lot harder. It's kind of a hybrid between doing live theatre, like live music theatre, and doing TV. So some segments go for maybe 12, 15 minutes, and you know, you'll be cutting stuff up, and then you'll be, you know, singing a song, and then you'll be doing some dialogue, and so you kind of got to remember where you are and what's happening, and there's no sort of, if you stuff it up, even if you get to the 11th minute of a 12-minute piece and stuff, you kind of got to go back and do it all again.
So you join this pantheon of great Australian actors. Nearly all of them, you could say, who've made their name have passed through that studio at some time.
Yeah.
Is that the attraction, or what's your consciousness of those who preceded?
We're just looking at a few. There's Noni.
Yeah.
There's Andrew.
Oh, and the bananas, before the bananas split.
Who were you
Well, they
looking
got
at?
their own show.
Who were you looking at when you're a little Eddie?
When I was little, I grew up with Benita and John Hamlin, and
Yes.
I really loved John Hamlin because he felt to me like kind of anarchic and wild within the, you know, the parameters of Play School. Very funny, and I got that even as a kid. And yeah, it's one of those things that I think actors want to do it. Well, I know I want to do it because I have such a strong affection for it growing up with it, but also because you get to be part of a generation of kids' childhood, and that's such an awesome.
That's
an awesome
huge.
gift.
I mean, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So imagine how you're going to feel when, in 10 or 15 years' time, these people come up to you and say, "I loved you. I watched you every day. You were such an important part of my childhood."
I know, it's lovely.
You mean the world.
It's lovely, and I've got little kids of mine. A 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. They're both girls, and so they're kind of perfect Play School age.
Yeah.
And I love being a parent. I love creative play. We dance around and sing in our house all the time. And so it's a real gift to be able to do more of that.
How are you at making stuff?
Terrible, terrible. My craft is woeful. So I'm really slow at cutting things out. So in the camera rehearsals, it'll just be like 30 seconds of this. And they're like, yeah, we might just pre-cut that.
It'd make you go
So you just
faster.
do one snip. Because you have to you have to go, now I'm snipping around the tummy and snips, and it just becomes this monologue of snipping. So that's not my forte.
So does Play School now overrun all your other projects? You've usually got 2 or 3 or 75 on the go.
No, it's perfect. It goes in the gaps. It's the way it's designed. That's why people like Justine Clark and Leah Vandenberg have been doing it for 16, 20 years, you know. At the same time, I still get to do all my other projects. I'm writing a new play and
performing your latest album, I think.
Yeah, I did a show 5 years ago called Songs from the Middle, which is a song cycle about the suburb I grew up in, Mentone, which is just sort of halfway between the city and Frankston. And I did it with the Brodsky Quartet, and this time we're doing it again with all of the students of the Australian National Academy of Music, who are incredible, doing a few nights in Adelaide and then one night in Melbourne at the Recital Centre on the 26th of June, and we've made a lovely album, and it's going to... I move slowly, but it's taken 5 years, but it's going to be done, which is good.
Now, for the little minds on Play School, I do see some potential for confusion here. Tell me none of your friends call you Ted, do they? It's always Ed?
No, the English side of my dad's side, my grandmother and my aunties used to call me Ted.
Oh, so we're going to have Big Ted, we're going to have Little Ted, and Talking Ed.
Enormous Ted.
Fluffy Ted.
Fluffy Ted. Well, it is a real privilege to meet any of the Teds,
Oh,
including
yeah.
this Ed, but we had that privilege at our workplace in the ABC a few years ago when they brought him with kid gloves, almost literally, to Parliament House to take photos of him
Big Ted.
with the Prime Minister.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
think we're even hoping to show you our
we have those
encounter
pics?
with Big Ted. But
Yeah, that should be...
he
yeah.
was
No,
brought out.
we-
He's not here, but he
doesn't even
was
have
brought out of a vault, taken
They
to the
burnt
Prime
film.
Minister's
It was
office.
too highly sensitive. But we've done things with the toys, and it's amazing. They have to be covered up on a trolley when they're taken, even internally in the ABC. And then we had this publicist in my first day of doing photos, and I had to take some of the toys and do photos. And the publicist had never seen the toys, and when the little the cloth came off, he went, "Oh my God, it's them!" And he wept.
Touching moment.
He's like, "Oh, can I touch them?"
No, you can't touch them.
No. So there's real strong protocols.
I still want to know where Hamble went. She just disappeared.
Yeah,
You remember that?
I do. I've been snooping. If I find out,
And can you put in a good word for me too?
yeah, I'll make sure. You'd be great.
Excellent.
Fair enough. If it's good enough for Eddie, it's good enough for
Tell
Trioli.
that twist. Eddie, well done. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for
Enjoy
having
your
me
time.
on.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Really good to see you.
Thanks.
Eddie's launching his new album, Songs from the Middle, on Friday on the 26th of June, as he mentioned. That's at the Recital Hall there in Melbourne.